Hey guys, today we're going to be replacing the alternator on the 2010 Cadillac SRX, so stay tuned. Alright guys, today we're going to be replacing the alternator on the Caddy, and as you saw, it just died. I was going to show you that it's only putting out about 10 volts. So what we did is we measured between here, took the negative battery lead off, and we were only getting 10 volts on the meter. So that means your alternator is not putting out the required voltage. It should be up around 14 volts. So we are going to replace the alternator. Got one off of Amazon. I'll link into the comments, and it's right there. We're going to go ahead and take this off and start replacing it. First thing we're going to do, take this off, get it out of the way.
Well, you need a crisp fix detail here.
Alright, pop off your connector there. Pop that off right there. You just pinch the top. It pops right off. 13 millimeter. Oh, that's close. All right, you got these two bolts right here. Here's a new one. This might make it easier. See those two bolts that were right there? We're going to take those out. This thing will allow us to get this one out and screw it back on there. So got those two. We'll take off this bottom one. This is the one we just took off. This is the one that had the positive wires on it. So all right, we're going to start working on these two bolts right here, and they are 15 millimeters. They're a little bit bigger than this one. This was a 13. All right, guys, working on the first one. It's coming out right there. Second one. All right. I'm going to put that wrench down at the bottom for right now. So those are those two top ones that we're removing right here. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and finish taking those out. There we go, there's one. Get the old Craftsman in there. There's two. Make quick work out of that. We're just gonna hold those bolts down there for right now. Then we got one more bolt that we need to get out. Alright guys, I'm underneath the passenger side here, and I'm just looking up. And if I can get that shadow out. This is your tensioner. You're gonna need a 3/4 inch wrench. And you'll pull down on this and it will loosen your belt. Once I pull down on this, it loosens the belt, and your partner up top, he can take it off of your alternator. So but you do need a 3/4 inch wrench. You can't use any type of extension or anything. So we do now have the belt off of the alternator, and we got one more bolt to get out, and that is this one right here. Right there. I think you can see, but it's up there. That pulley goes through the bolt into the alternator, so we're going to go ahead and get that off. Alright guys, so it's good to have somebody up here. So this was that bolt we were loosening, and then he was up here holding on to it, and he just pulled it out once I had it loose enough. So we're just gonna put that on the new one same way, and then we'll throw it back in there. That's the hardest part, is the tensioner, and kind of really realizing that that's the bolt you got to take out, and it is hard to get to. You're going to need a box end wrench and a way to break it. If you're probably stronger than me, that box end wrench will break that just fine, but I've had some surgeries. All right, we're going to try to get that back in there, and we're just going to put it back together. It definitely is it'd be nice if it was a two-man job. You can do it yourself, but it's definitely nicer to have someone on top while you're on the bottom. Alright guys, one of the things is when you're down there, you want to make sure that belt's on. You definitely need two people for this job. You need one guy kind of managing the belt from up here, and then just make sure, because when you loosen that belt, it kind of comes out of the grooves. You're gonna want to make sure you feel around and make sure your belt's back aligned properly. But with 2 people, this was an easy job, probably 30 minutes. All right, now the truth comes. We got to start this thing back up. All right, guys, we just finished getting it in. I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. I had to jump it to start it because the battery was dead. About 13.3, so we're charging good now. All right, guys, kind of a pain, tensioner and all that, but once you get it figured out, good to go. She's in, she's tight, she's running. Good to go. Everything's in the channel. Plug back in, bolts back on. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.